What's it like to be an attractive person? I was secretly hoping this comment thread would be empty. I kinda was too, because wouldn't they be busy doing attractive people things? You get a small bonus with every interaction, including non sexual ones. As someone who's been unattractive and attractive over my life, it's a lot easier being attractive. Everything works out a little better. People assume nicer things about you, think you're harder working, want to befriend you more. Hell, the people making me sandwiches in the cafeteria would give me more meat and spend more time on my food when I was better looking. I am completely serious. As an ugly guy reading a book in a corner, people assumed I was weird and antisocial. As a good-looking guy reading a book in a corner, they assumed I was mysterious and intelligent. It made me suspicious of how I'm treated, and more importantly, of how I treat others. I'm still attractive, but I oftentimes do not shave, not a good look for me, and wear ill-fitting t-shirts. When I need to look good, I put on something form-fitting and sprucing up. But most of the time, the edge looks give you aren't super important. Oh, it's amazing. I go to an attractive person support group where we sip on cocktails and compliment one another. I love your shirt. It makes your beautiful eyes stand out. Oh, thanks. I like your eyes as well. But it's your perfect smile that really sets you apart. It sure is nice being handsome, isn't it? Imagine you overheard a conversation like that. I'd be like, geez, get out of each other's butts. Guy I know is incredible looking. Looks like a Greek god. Muscles out here, skin like marble, always smells incredible. He's a nice bloke too. He doesn't do too well with the ladies though, because he has a severe speech impediment. He sounds like a drunk toddler, high-pitched and half words. So attractive ain't all that if you've got another non-visual disability. Awkward moments avoiding advances at inappropriate places, like at the office and co-workers. Random but frequent compliments from crazies and older women. Oh boy, you should model. Animosity from protective guys who don't know me well, especially when they're around their significant other. Many girls get quiet and defensive around me. When I date, they want to skip dinner and go directly to marriage. And just let me add this. Sometimes women can be outright hostile toward me, out of nowhere, but then within 5 minutes literally be touching me and telling me that I'm hot. Can anyone explain this phenomenon, please? Good eye contact can make people roll over like a puppy on its back. Seriously, it's like hitting RB in Skyrim or something. Guys, remember my saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You can be attractive to absolutely anyone. I have a few attractive friends, and I'm ashamed to say I overlook a few major character flaws because they're just so attractive. Honey, trust me when I tell you. Haven't we all? I have been both decently unattractive and attractive. The difference in how people treat you, and not just members of the opposite sex, but co-workers, family, friends, is so heartbreaking. After I lost a bunch of weight I gained from being unable to walk after an accident, I ended up in the best shape of my life. People who wouldn't glance at me before were so nice, but it made me so angry. I was still the same person as before, but when you're fat, it doesn't matter. All people see is that, you know? Though I still have far to go to be where I want to be, I'm no 10. Here's a before and after weight loss pic, in case anyone cares to look. So I'm not that attractive as a girl, but my significant other is super gorgeous. And I'm not talking through love goggles. When I introduce him to anyone, they always come up to me afterwards, grab me by my arm and say, he's really gorgeous, really handsome. I always just shrug and smirk and say, yeah, I guess. Therefore, I get to see the outside perspective of a good-looking person, and I have to say, he gets away with so much. He's a bit spacey, and people find it adorable. People always want him in the picture. I've never seen anyone get even mildly upset with him, and he says pretty outrageous things. My favourite part, though, is the funny looks I get afterwards. Very much. Well, I went out to some bars in a college town here in Texas last weekend with my attractive friend. He walked up to a random girl who asked him if he was single, and then they both proceeded to make out in the middle of the sidewalk. You're right, I'm jealous. It's awesome, not gonna lie. There are downsides, sure. You realise that every old man who went out of his way to compliment you probably was thinking about boning you, including family friends. As soon as your Facebook relationship status reads single, the PMs pour in from guy friends. People you barely know, friends of friends, someone's boyfriend, sometimes someone's dad. That's just letting you know how many more people are fapping to you when you thought that they valued your friendship or were at least not creepy. Plus, your friends occasionally resent you for being slender, having a nice bum, boobs, complexion, etc. And they let you know, ugh, I wouldn't have to worry about if I was like you. What do you even weigh? Do you eat? And it's usually said like an attack, which makes me feel weird that I basically have to apologise for how I look, you know? I can never even hint about their body. Yes, I do eat, and I will eat you if you carry on. Throwaway account. I have good genes. I'm tall, can eat anything without getting fat. If I work out, I get toned. If I don't, I just get skinny, but my frame makes it look good. I also have a well-paying job, so I'm generally dressed in clothes that fit well, which goes a long way. A girl once messaged me on Reddit because she saw pictures of me in some thread. We ended up dating for a few months. That kind of thing just happens. There are major benefits to being attractive as a guy and very, very few downsides. Some of my friends and I put this to a test once. We went to a bar, found a single girl at a bar, then took turns hitting on her. We each went up, put our hand low on her hip, and said the same pickup line. She rifed away from him and immediately lit up for me. I suspect half of this was from the confidence that being attractive gives you. It's kind of a positive feedback loop. Being attractive gives you more confidence, and being confident makes you more attractive. Getting things for free is very possible if you're attractive enough too. Even as a guy, in the social world, being attractive is awesome. The downsides are largely in the professional world. While the extra boost of confidence you get from it is nice, other men will be more competitive around you. The worst is, if you have a boss who has a daughter that's about the same age as you, it creates a ton of tension. I've had co-workers refuse to allow me to attend events their family members would be at because they were afraid of their sisters, cousins, etc., finding me attractive and what that could lead to. I'm not a promiscuous guy by any means, but I've had friends pull me aside and flat out tell me not to hit on their sister, even though I've had no history of doing this, but other friends at the same event have. Men will see you as a threat. The weirdest thing by far, though, is looks from 14-year-old girls. You get used to cougars checking you out or grabbing your butt, but you don't get used to girls who've just hit puberty staring at you. They're terrible at hiding it, and it's just plain weird. Hey, if she's 12 and likes what she sees, let her stare. What harm's it doing you, honey? I got hit on by a lot of not-so-attractive women, and lots of crazy ones. Get those older ladies telling me how good I look while staring at my crotch area. It's terrible when you're just looking for love, yet most relationships were just physical attractions. Yeah, that's one downside I feel, because people will just be trying to get with you because of how you look. You don't know if it's genuine or not, so I can understand that. To be blunt, there are very little downsides to it. Except you have to find friends that are equally as good looking as you to have some challenge when you go out. However, if you decide to hang out with your friend that looks like a grown garden gnome, i.e. my bestie Scott, then all the chicks swarm to you instead of said friend and you slightly tick him off. Short of that, when you go out, people treat you generally nice, and the ones that don't are usually ugly and you can tell they're jealous, which is fine because you're better looking than them. This might sound fricked up, but if I'm a jerk to a female, she'll still talk to me and be my friend or bang me. Not that I'm a jerk, but I've been drunk and made mistakes. No harm. No foul, apparently. Yeah, we know. Move along, move along. I feel that I get away with a lot more than other people do. I can't go out without someone there at all times because I will get harassed without fail. Can't have straight male friends because they always turn out to just be in it for the naughty. Female friends will get a bit jealous sometimes, and sometimes they get angry when you express insecurities, for the same reason really. Apart from that, not that much, I guess. I might add to this that I'm not super attractive or anything, just attractive enough for this to happen. My days of being attractive are in the rearview mirror. It's a short ride, but when I was a freshman in high school, I was what you'd call a pretty boy. I had long eyelashes that girls loved, and a lot of guys wanted to punch. Guys would start fights with you for no reason. Once I was in the boys' room, and a guy, who's now in prison, wouldn't let me leave unless I begged him. He hated me because when you're attractive, people assumed you were cool. By the way, I refused to beg, and just as he was about to beat me senseless, a teacher walked in and hauled him off to the principal for some reason. Anyway, it was interesting while it lasted, but I grew up, older and uglier. Like I said, short ride. I always think this, it must be a difficult transition going from like being super attractive to aging and then losing your pizzazz. Do you know what I mean? It must be really difficult to get used to. Best part about being an attractive male is thus. I literally can say anything to a female and they will still respond or talk to me. Yes, I am a complete butt. I prefer life that way. A little spontaneity makes me happy. Well, girls always laugh at my jokes, even though they are horrible. I've heard that especially for females, it's pretty bad. Other females are visibly jealous. It's hard to find people to go out with you because you're more attractive than them. You get hit on the most. Also, something about men getting to know you always end up falling in love with the woman. Sometimes I feel like I could be a pretty good friend for 1 or 2. 9 out of 10s. I know, because I'm aware of what they face. Too much of a good thing, I guess. Haven't heard that much from males, but I'm curious. People tend to implicitly trust me more, or give me second chances. Freshman year of college, I was a total D-head without realising it. And one thing that shocked me was when, after going into a trade about what a jerk I'd been to him and his friends, ended with, "I don't get it, you look like a nice guy." Dating is easier. People like me more quickly no matter where I am. I don't seem to threaten people. Even in Boston, I often get smiles from people who pass me. Overall, and this might just be because I do my best to be pleasant with people, I haven't noticed many downsides to my looks. Also, I've had people ask to get a photo with me 2 separate times in public, though this is probably because I look like Ryan Gosling. In retrospect, I did get hit on by older women while I worked as a busboy at a country club, but this was before I felt I was attractive, late bloomer, so it didn't really register. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos coming daily.